Oh, and he got kicked out. Yo, what is going on? What is going on? I don't know what it's doing. It keeps kicking you out. Or do you hit the back button?
Nah, it's doing its own thing.
That's crazy. I have my boy was on the other night and he was on his phone, and if he hit the back button on accident, it kick him out every time he did it, like 4 or 5 times throughout the live. So yo, what up, Sammy? Yeah, if you guys are just hopping in, drop a comment, let us know you're in the comments, share the live out. We're gonna hop in here in a minute. I'm just getting everything shared out. Give me 1 second. Here we go. As always, we got a good dedicated group of people that come on here, every I do this Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but Fridays are the only days that we talk about music essentially. So what's going on, everybody? How's your week going? Let me see. I'm still sharing this out. Boom, boom, boom. If you guys are just hopping in, drop a comment. Let us know you're in the chats. Share this live out, please. Tag your friends, tag your family. Here we go. Boom. Yeah, it's like I have like 7 places I share this to when I do it. So it's like it takes me a minute to get through all this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so where at in Wisconsin you at? Which area?
I'm out at Appleton area, close by
Check.
Green Bay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. If you guys are just in the comments or in here, drop a comment, let us know. And then boom, Ellie just dropped my website, jaredblanemusic.com. You can get to my music, my stream all the music. You can get to my merch site. She's also going to drop the merch link as well. And then you can get to, like show dates and whatnot. So yeah, man, I can't wait to be out there in August for, for that. Are we going to get you up on stage?
That's what it's looking like. Yeah.
Hey, all right. There we go. Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't be out there and not go up on stage, man.
Yeah, right. That'd defeat the whole purpose.
Exactly. If y'all are, I just see people hopping in. If you guys, again, if you're hopping in, drop a comment. Let us know you're in the comments. Share the live out. Tag some friends and family. Ellie has dropped my website, jaredblanemusic.com, as well as she has dropped the merch link as well. You can get to my merch link via that link, or you can go directly to my website and you can still get to it. Yeah, tonight we got my man Desmond here. Got introduced through Ellie. Well, actually, you just like randomly hit me up and was like, "You do collabs?" I was like, "Hey, send me some stuff. Let's see what's up." And then I liked it. I was like, "All right, cool." What's up, Stacy? Again, if you guys are hopping in, drop a comment, let us know, and then share this out, please. Well, yeah, no, it was cool. Like I've actually gotten quite a few people that have inboxed me for collaborations and stuff, and some people, respectfully, it's just like it just doesn't work.
Right,
And then
right.
others, I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, we could do this. So I'm actually super stoked because we have a song that we're working on. It's called Goodbye, and it's a tribute song. Helping Evolve Recoveries in the chat. For anybody that doesn't know, they're out of Louisville, Kentucky. I got they were gracious enough to let me come on board, and so May 31st, I'll be there with Matt Keegan, my boy Matt Keegan. By the way, Matt Keegan and I, our song's dropping on next Friday, so we got a song, Die Today. We're actually going to be performing at the event for the very first time in Kentucky. So, but I appreciate you guys being on here, and I appreciate you having me out. But yeah, so back to ours. We're doing a song called Goodbye. It's a tribute song, per se. I really like it. I really like the melody. I really like the hook. Like, I really like it. So I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to come out really good. I know. Desmond had a little hard time in the beginning. It took him a minute to break through.
Now, look, it's growing on me. Like the more I sing it, the more I rehearse it. Like it's definitely growing more on me. So I'm excited.
Yeah. No, it's going, man. I like it. I had a backup verse just in case. I was like, if you didn't do it, I was like, I told Ellie, I was like, if he doesn't do it, I got a backup verse just in case. Because
You gotta have a plan. I can respect
well,
that.
listen, man, my song Imagine, my song Imagine initially, I wrote a first verse to it, and then I had somebody that wanted to collaborate with me on it, and we went back and forth for like almost a year. And after a while, he he's didn't have time to finish it. So then I just wrote it and I finished it, and so, and I would have waited. I told him, like, listen, man, I don't want to step on your toes. Like, if you want to finish this, I'll wait for you to finish it. If not, I'll finish it. He goes, man, just finish it. And I did. And honestly, that's one of my best, I love that song. What's up, Julius? My man Julius is in the chat. Julius is one of my old partners back from when we first started doing music 20 years ago. So yeah, man, he's a good guy. He's amazing producer and lyricist and this, that, and the third. So yeah, Ellie said I wasn't letting Desmond, but that's what I was telling him before we went live. I was like, yo, I'm glad that she like stayed on your ass and was like, hey, nah, you ain't like, as I told Ellie, like, no, Ellie, let him take his time. However long it's going to be, let him take his time. So it's all good. I don't want to rush stuff, man.
Right.
There was at one point where I was dropping one song a week for like, I think for like, I did a good 2 months, 2.5 months. I did it every Friday. And at that point, like I had stuff built up. So like, I really wasn't rushing stuff, but I was rushing at the end of the day too, to like finalize it because the way, for my distributor, for a lot of people who don't know how it works is you generally got to do it like the week prior. So I release every Friday. So that means I had to drop I had to upload it the Friday prior that it was going to drop. And so in the mix of having a song drop on a Friday and then having to get it set up to drop for the next Friday, it was a lot. So Heather, what up, Heather? It says, can't let someone give up on themselves. Absolutely. What up, Sarah McCrae? Appreciate you being in here. If y'all are just hopping in, please share this out, tag somebody. But yeah, no. So can't give up, man. Can't give up. Got to keep doing it. So, but now I'm at that point now where, all right, here we go. Now I'm done sharing. I've been trying to share this whole time and I can't type and talk at the same time. So, so yeah. And now I'm really just like, I'm working on the album. Album's going to drop in October. So like the next single that's dropping from the album is next week with Matt Keegan, Die Today. That's the next single. And honestly, I might have one more drop between now from the album itself. I'm working on other stuff, but I'm talking like dropping music. Die Today drops next Friday and may have one more by like before the album drops, but it might not. It might not. I don't know. But there's other collaboration projects I'm working on with other people that will drop in the meantime. Yeah, so if you guys didn't hear and if you guys are just hopping on, May 31st, Louisville, Kentucky, I would be performing in at Recovery on the River with Matt Keegan and a few other people. So I appreciate, again, helping Evolve Recovery to let me on board. That's amazing. And then June 28th, Georgia, I'll be out in Georgia. And then, of course, August 1st through the 3rd, we'll be in Wisconsin. So definitely got a full schedule for the next 3 months. And yeah, so we got Desmond on for people that are just hopping on. I got introduced to Desmond through Ellie, and he hit me up to collaborate, and here we are. So we got a song that we're working on, and it's coming out pretty good, slowly but surely. So I appreciate it. We wanted to have him come on, just kind of introduce himself. Let people know a little bit about him. Us here on this platform, we like to recognize other artists, and we like to throw we like to throw out people's names and stuff. So yeah, man, appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell me about you, man. What's up? So how long you been doing music? A little bit about you, create, your influences, this, that, the third.
I've been doing music for I'll say about 3 years. Like seriously doing music for about 3 years. One of my older brothers actually initially introduced me to music when I was a young cat, but I wasn't doing it on a serious note. But the once I started taking it serious is actually when I got in prison back in 22, and then I started actually writing on a serious level. Um, what actually drives my music and I guess who I am is my childhood is because I had a lot of child abuse and the two parents that I had before me I was adopted and they had put me in a hot bathtub and then burned me and then didn't take me to the hospital right away and yeah I almost died and the whole great jazz yeah so like that like initially just looking at my scars every day is just a daily reminder of like why I need to get revenge, but not in like like the most peaceful way possible. And it
Mhm.
would be through music because music is everywhere. Music's in movies, it's in games, it's everywhere. So that is what inspires me and like behind a lot of my lyrics when I start dropping music is you'll understand like those them two people are the driving point of behind my music.
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, yeah, I could only imagine, like that's wild, What's up, Sabrina? I think it's like that way for all of us, I know for me too, personally, like, I have a lot of childhood trauma, and being abused and physically and sexually and everything that I experienced and all that. And it's like, yeah, that's what fuels the music at the end of the day. It's like all that pain, all that hurt, all that, and it's like you get to this point. If you're a musician, you get to this point, you can either sit there like you can sit there and you can look at your scars every day and you can cry and complain and just woe is me type shit. Or
Mm-hmm.
you're like, you know what? I'm going to use this as fuel, fire, motivation, and I'm going to create the best music that I can create. And that sounds like what you're doing, but people, those are the two choices that people do, they can either make something out of it or they can sit there and they can just dwell in it and it's never going to get any better.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the way that
So with music as a standpoint now I have a lot of written down. I have a lot to beats. I just haven't gotten to the studio of recording time. That is I'm hoping it'll be coming soon, but I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. When you sent me a few of your songs, I was like, all right, I vibe with this. I like it. And your voice too. You got because you got that deeper voice. So it's really cool because you can use your voice with like the melody and the cadence and just make it sound really good. And I'm like, I got a deep voice, but not like that. And I'm like, man, I wish I can. You got like one of those Josh Turner, the country voices for a black dude.
I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm from Georgia just based off my songs, like and how I sing, and I'm from grown and raised in Wisconsin, baby. Come on now.
Yeah. Nah, it's and it's crazy too, because it's like some people have like their like rap voice and then they have
Hmm.
their regular voice. And I think yours sounds the same. So I think mine sounds the same too, at least. I mean, if I'm wrong, people that in the chat that know me and that's heard it, tell me, does my music sound different? Does my rap voice sound different than my regular voice? I don't know. I don't think it does, but that's just me. Julius, let's hear some. Julius says, "Let's hear something." Is he gonna put you on the spot? You got
Put
any
me on
you
the
got
spot,
any
or you on the spot?
he put you on the spot. Do you have any
Uh,
lyrics? Do you have any lyrics you want to break down that you anything a cappella you want to do? You don't have to, but this is behind the bars, so we break down music and we just vibe. So
yeah. So this is one that I actually haven't dropped. It's actually one of my first ones that initially gave me the idea or light bulb that I can actually do this shit. But
okay,
it's called the roller coaster. And actually a lot of my beats I do to an artist called Zay Hamilton. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but a lot of my beats come from him. But yeah, this is roller coaster.
go for it.
Rolling in these waves. We keep rolling in these waves. rolling in these waves. We keep rolling in these waves. Don't know why you got me feeling this way. I could try, but I know that it won't pay. Can't deny things are different every day. Here I lie, desperately hoping for change. Hold me closer than before. Tell me what you're looking for. Shattered glass and broken doors. But yeah, that's about like a breakup, and going through the ins
Okay.
and outs and ups and downs, and yeah.
Nah, bro. Like I
That's the
fuck
first
with
time.
I fuck with your voice, bro. I like it. I like it. You got that.
I
You got, like I
appreciate it.
said, man. You got that. You got that deep southern, like, yeah. And I can see where they get the southern. Are you from Georgia? You know,
Yeah,
because like southern type
yeah.
voice. So that's what's up. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's all good, man. Julius didn't mean to put you on the spot. I know it probably got a little nervous, but it's okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's, hey, I get put on the spot all the time.
All right, I gotta get used to that, right?
Let's see. Sarah says, proud of you to use your traumas as motivations to help others. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sabrina, I want to start making music, but honestly, it's mainly for myself. I have to buy the right equipment. Sabrina, I sent you the link of what you need. That's all you really need is what I sent you just to get started. So now it's up to you just to buy it and actually set it up, and then I can help you. Heather says, love y'all, bro.
Much love,
Um,
Heather. I haven't seen her in a while.
yeah. So yeah, man. No, that's what's up. So when was the last time like you dropped a song, like actually dropped a song?
Actually, it was last year. I made a song off Rap Fame, Signature Moves. That's the one I showed you. Um, and then I actually dropped that on SoundCloud. That's the only one and every one I've ever dropped, and that's on
Okay.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, see, it's funny. I tried to get on SoundCloud and I can't ever do it. So I don't know. It's weird. I'm on like every other platform, but SoundCloud for some reason doesn't like me. But a lot of people started on SoundCloud, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people started on SoundCloud, and then it was like the SoundCloud era when, XXX and freaking Juice World and like all kinds of people started coming out on SoundCloud. I should have jumped on. Well, I took a hiatus. So like I remember when I was doing music, I was releasing my shit on MySpace. Like I was I was on MySpace releasing music, and then I don't know if you heard of Reverb Nation.
Mm-mm.
I guess, so Reverb Nation is like it's also a platform like kind of like MySpace, where it's a whole
Mhm.
platform. Speaking of, I need to actually go back on there and set my new stuff up. But Reverb Nation is actually still good. It's like a whole nother website just to stream your music to and whatnot. And at the end of the day, that was when I did it. I missed the whole SoundCloud era because I took my hiatus. And then when I came back, and then when I finally came back last year, it's all social media. So, but MySpace days, man. Let's see. Julia, Sabrina, let's link. I make music every day. Sarah says you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Sabrina, I know what you sent. I know. Oh, I saw what you sent. I know it hooks up to the computer. What do you need to download? I'll tell you. I'll let you know. There's a couple different recording programs that you could do. So, but what I sent you was the easiest plug and play. Like my stuff is all external. I have external. I have external stuff and for the everything. But like when I started with the plug and play mic, USB mic, and like that's what it was. Put a USB mic in and go for it. Cool, man. Yeah. So what did you, at what point you said it was in jail, right? Where you realized like I could actually do this? Or did you get that before?
Um, I guess it was more. Yeah, it was definitely because this time when I went to prison, it was a huge like turning point. Definitely sat down, did a lot of like self-help books, self-change. Like I definitely like who am I? It was the big question I was asking myself. Like, why am I here? What decisions, like what do I want out of life? Like what this isn't, this isn't the way to go. I got 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 7-year-olds trying to talk to me, but they're still in the same position as me. They're just sitting in jail. So this can't be right. So I always had a huge. I always liked to sing. I always freestyled. I always did that. So I decided to channel it and start writing and see like what I can actually create if I'm focused. And
Yeah. If you, I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, so, but obviously, like mine is more, a lot of what I do is the recovery space, and I think we kind of chatted about this in the past and stuff like that. It is a lot of your music. Did you deal with any type of that?
So actually the last time that I was locked up, my buddy that I grew up with since day one, he overdosed on perks when I was in prison. But before I got sent to prison, my last conversation with him was about perks, unfortunately. And it that like just fucks with your head. It's like part of my French, but
Yeah.
it's just, yeah. So I have a couple songs written. I try to tribute to him more often than not, but my songs overall, I when I sit down to write, I want to write a song for everybody from ages 0 to 100. I want everyone to be able to enjoy what I have to say. So it's more, I don't know. A lot of people say country, hip hop, pop. It's in that era, I guess. I don't
Now, have you specifically ever dealt with addiction?
know. I wouldn't say I have dealt with the addiction firsthand, no.
Okay, but obviously you've been affected by it.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
have been affected by it, yeah.
It's one of those things, man, where it's like I don't wish that type of life on anybody, like at all on anybody. If somebody had, if they have the ability to go through life and not experience what it's like to be an addict, um, then I think they haven't made.
Mm-hmm.
I think they haven't made now. Even though people, and even now, and I understand that like being affected by it is just as it's just as bad, but to not, bro, it's just one of those things where I would not wish my worst enemy to like be an addict at the end of the day,
Right.
it's just, it's wild. So I'm definitely got to say proud of you for, not, I mean, I'm sure, like I said, being affected by it, I'm sure you had opportunities to indulge and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool that you kind of stayed away from that shit. Cause sometimes people can't, sometimes they're like born into it and they're inherited into it. And like,
Right.
that's what happened. And unfortunately that's what, like, that was the case for me. Um, I don't feel like I ever had, not to say I didn't have a chance, but I almost feel like I didn't have a chance,
Right.
because it started at such a young age. Sabrina says it's a hard life to live, especially when you watch people around you pass away. It leaves a mark. Sarah says, I love the age range I meant you're reaching for. Stacy says 100. Let all that hurt go and keep being strong and writing your music. Anyone heard of Joey Koff? I have not heard of Joey Koff. Have you?
I don't believe so, no.
I don't think I've either. Facts, genetics. Yeah, so now now I know like people, because they always say the same, like, whenever there's an addict and they get help, there's really never help for the family, like the family that actually goes through it.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the sorry, I have to say this. Somebody fucking texted me and I don't know the fucking number, excuse my French, and they said, will you come to my house for dinner tonight? I will cook your favorite seafood pasta.
What?
I say, wrong number. And they say, excuse me, is this Lisa's number? My name's Michelle. I ain't Lisa the last time I checked. Sorry.
I ain't Lisa, but I'll still take a good dinner.
Like, I'll create your favorite seafood dinner. Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry. It ruined that little moment. But yeah, man. So like somebody goes to get sober and it's like, yeah, they focus on the addict themselves, but like, what about the family? Yeah, Brianna will cut her throat. Absolutely. What about the family that had to deal with it, you know? And I always think like they get left out all the time. So I always like when when there's organizations that offer resources for the family, you know, because
Right.
y'all are just as affected by it as much as the addict, just in a different
In a way, yeah,
perspective,
different
in a
way.
different
Yeah.
way. Yeah. You know, and it can definitely, you know, leave a mark on you.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. So what's next for music? What you got? What do you got working on? What's the plans moving forward?
Well, I actually have to talk with Ellie on that because I'm supposed to give her my goals, and I've been slacking on that. So, uh, but I'm hoping to actually start releasing some music. If not by the end of this year, for sure next year to end. See where that goes. I definitely perform this summer. Can't wait for that.
The way that I look at it, bro, is do it. Just do it. Release the song, even if it's one song, you know. Last year, so I took a long hiatus, but I got back into writing a few years ago, but I never I was always I would just kind of was always making excuses. And so last year it was just like, do it. Like, just do it. Like Nike, just do it. But so what I ended up doing was I just recorded it and I just said, screw it, I'm gonna upload it. And I uploaded it. And boom, it was like just amazing feedback. And then it just kept going from there. But that's all I gotta say at the end of the day. Just do it. Even if it's just one song this year, just upload. Upload and just let it go, you know. I think it would be great, you know, to do that. That's the advice that I got, you know, because some people, you know, they're like, if I don't do it this year, I'll do it next year, and then the next year comes, they're like, if I don't do it this year, I'm gonna do it the following year. So just do it. I tell everybody that, and everyone can attest to that. I'm just like, do it, because at the end of the day, bro, I used to make a lot of excuses, and then I was like, I just gotta do it.
Right.
Let me see. Heather says you're a slacker.
Yeah, I know.
Tracy says someone messaged me and wanted to buy a pink velvet sofa, and there's groups called Al-Anon for Families. I think I spelled it right. Yes, you did spell it right. But yeah, you know, it's funny, but I don't know who the fuck was messaging me asking me for them to cook me a seafood dinner. Recovery Under the Stars. Yeah. So like I said, maybe if we get the song done in time, maybe we might give them a sneak peek at the event.
Oh, might have to.
You might have to. Sabrina, maybe one day I can talk about my moves in music. You guys inspire me. Appreciate you, Sabrina. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's what we're here to do, is inspire. Sabrina, I wrote a lot of poems and I sing them sometimes. Drew Hicks with the little lovey eyes. I love you, Drew. That's my brother right there. Sarah, I've been listening to Rare Breed. Anyone listen to them? Yes, Rare Breed. Amazing guy. Trying to good friend of Drew's, as well as, you know, he's a good guy. He's an amazing guy, amazing artist. I love him. Trying to get on tour with him next year. Fingers crossed that actually happens. Rare Breed is good. He's good. I mean, he's kind of like one of those OG in the whole country rap, you know, recovery country rap, Christian recovery country rap, you know. He's got that twang. If Ellie does her job, she can if Ellie does her job, hopefully she'll get me on with them next year. Yeah, so we're doing our thing, man. I'm excited. Yeah, Drew says I talked to him the other day. Yeah, we're doing our thing, man. I'm excited. I'm super stoked for it. I don't know if this is gonna drop before the album drops. It may not. Maybe you might do some. I'm trying not to. I don't want to drop a lot. I don't want to drop too many singles off the album, because technically on the album I've already dropped 1, 2. I dropped 2 singles already on the album, and now I'm getting ready to drop Die Today with Matt Keegan next week. And that's 3 singles, and I think I'm gonna do 1 more after that. But I'm like, I don't want to do it because then it just defeats the purpose of an album and keeping everybody waiting.
All right.
What other songs you got, man? Oh, I think he froze. Did you freeze? I think he froze, guys. Hello. Okay, well, guess what? He froze. So until he comes back, create promo content. Yes, Julius, that is what we are doing. Yeah, he froze. He'll come back, guys. He'll come back. Yo, what's everybody's plans for the weekend? You know, here we're not formal. I don't know what the hell I'm saying next. But what's everyone's plans for the weekend? I know for us, we're going out of town. We got a birthday party, so we're leaving tomorrow morning and driving 4 hours away, and we'll come back on Sunday. Damn, dude, he really did freeze. Oh, now he's off. Well, guess what, guys? I'm going to show you all something. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to give you a little preview of Die Today with me and Matt. See if y'all give me a second. Finish setting up my studio. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to give you guys a little preview of the song with me and Matt.
If you were to die today, would you wanna press rewind? Would you choose to turn back time? Or would you be
Can you guys hear that? Because I don't have no one on the other end to tell me if they can.
If you were to die today, would you want a second chance? Would you need to right your wrongs or take a stand? If you were to die today.
If I were to die today, my father would be proud to say, I did work in Jesus' name. I found purpose in
All right.
the pain. If I were to die today, my father would be proud to say that even when the devil came to play, I kept faith and I turned away. Addicted to lust and them women and drugs. I could get high, but I can't get enough. 2 bottles down and I still don't get buzzed. This ain't a life that I ever could want. And I overdose. They pronounced me dead. That right there should have been the end. God had a plan. I can't comprehend how far I came from where I've been. I stand in the spirit, no longer in debt. Death cannot scare me, I'm already dead.
All right, that's all I'm sharing with you guys. I don't want to give away too much of it. But that is Mr. Matt Keegan on the first verse. So I've been trying to get a collab with him for like the last year. So just so happened that we were going to be performing in Georgia together at the same time. So I was like, yo, no better time to do it than the present. So we're doing it. And then we had the Kentucky gig that we're doing on the 31st of this month. So now we're doing that song there. So if anybody's in the Louisville, Kentucky area or within driving distance, please pull up, because it would be awesome to see everybody. It'd be awesome to start meeting some faces. I know there's a few of you that I've talked to that you're within a decent amount of driving. So pull up. And if you can't make it to Kentucky, if you're in Georgia, Athens, Georgia area, June 28th, please pull up, make it down there. And then if you can't do that, Wisconsin, Aniwa, is that what it is? Anawa, Wisconsin, August 1st to the 3rd. It's a whole weekend event. So check that out. Man, I really wish Desmond would come back. I don't know what happened. All right. In the comments, ask me some questions. So if y'all don't know, I'm really awkward when it comes to these lives, and especially by myself, which is why I don't like to do a lot by myself, because it's super weird. It looks like I'm like, I don't know. I just feel weird talking to myself. So please, this is music related. In the comments, drop a comment, ask a question. It could be anything musically. It can be anything about me. It could be about my music. It could be about anything moving forward with music. Drop a comment. I will play it. I will answer it. And let's get some interaction going, because this is really fucking weird for me right now. Really weird for me. And in the meantime, I'm going to look at something else really quick, guys. I will get you. Trying to find something really quick. Oh, shit. Okay. Are you going to the event? Let's see. Are you going to the event in Cayuga County with Cleachy? No, I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm not going. Although Cleachy's a good dude. We've had him on our podcast. We've communicated a cool handful of times. Maybe he'll be for the plans, excuse me, in my plans do a collab with Julius. What is your plan for music itinerary? My plan is to keep making music and dropping. So I have my album that I'm working on right now. I think I have like 17 songs I've already dropped. I got my album that I'm working on right now, scheduled to drop in October. Scheduled is it's tentatively. Can't guarantee it because I'm not going to rush it. It's definitely not going to be before October, but it maybe October to December, but I'm hoping October. Brianna Elizabeth, hi, babe. And then I have two other projects I'm working on. I'm working on one with Chad Valier, my buddy Chad Valier. He's the one that sang on When the Lights Go Out, and he's also singing on another song that I'm working on called Manic, another Falling Reverse style. So we're working on a project together. Bring Me Up. Okay. Hold on, Drew. Let me send you the damn link so I can do it. You ain't got to twist my fucking hand. So we're doing copy. So we have a program called we have a thing called Beyond the Reach. And that's like our project that we're working on. So that's what we're doing at the end of the day. And then I have one with my nephew he's out of Washington State. He's part of a group called Third Eye Goonies. Drew, I just texted it to your personal phone. Third Eye Goonies. So we're working on a thing called Black Sheep, which is we're the black sheep of the family. So that's what we are working on. So I will be dropping music between those two things, but that's really it. I'm not going to be dropping too much until October. Where were all these comments 2 weeks ago? Right, Julius? Right? Let me see. What inspires you? Thank you, Drew, for saving the day.
That's why I did it, dude.
It's so fucking weird, bro. I get so weird doing this.
I'm a professional, bro. I know when my boys are struggling.
Thank you. Because I'm over here like, what inspires me? Melissa says, what inspires me? Honestly, everything. Everything that I go through. Everything, whether it's happy, whether it's sad. Drew, his sexy bald head right there inspires me.
That's right.
But yeah, everything that I go to, whether it's good, whether it's bad, I write. If I'm happy, if I'm sad, I write. Just like we were talking about in the beginning, when Desmond was saying my traumas, past traumas, just everything is what inspires me. And then a lot of times I may write a song and it's not even about me. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with what I'm feeling. It's got nothing to do with what I'm going through, but I'm doing it in the mind of somebody else. I'm doing it like I'm working on a song that is about suicide awareness, and the song is actually about being inside the mind of somebody who's suicidal, like in the moment. So like it may not be what I'm dealing with, but I want to try to reach people, with how it is. So if you guys hear me drop a song and it's like out of, and like, are you good? Like, yeah, I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. I just don't, that's it. Brianna says, why did you say my name like that? I didn't say it. I said Brianna. I didn't say anything. Butterball? The fuck is Butterball?
They talking about my head?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, Julia's like, where are these questions 2 weeks ago, bro? I don't know. Goals for the next year. Well, my goal for next year, one of my goals is my brother right here sitting next to me, sitting across from me, next to me, however we may see it. Yeah. My goal is to come out and do some events with him. We have like some events we're doing, we're doing 2 events together this year, but like I'm talking when he goes and he speaks and
Hey,
he
speaking of events, let me shout an event that's
do
coming up
it,
next.
do it.
Guys, for all of you who do follow me and Jared both, man, I've done hundreds of recovery events over the years, and my wife told me a couple days ago, she's like, "Baby, why aren't you doing your own recovery event?" And so I reached out to people all across the country that I know. I've established relationships with some very influential people, some powerful speakers, some amazing entertainers. One of those people being Jared Blaine next to me. June 13th, 2026 will be the first annual Clean and Sober That's What's Up recovery event, and I'm gonna make it great, man. I'm gonna make it beautiful. I've already reached out to people that I know are going to be part of it. Jared being one of them, Skylar Ray being one of them, Joe Nestor, Kalichi, you know, who else did I want to? Oh, can't forget Matt Keegan. All of these guys are good personal friends of mine, people that I know that a lot of you love. And then of course we're bringing in some powerful speakers. We got Miss Bambi Adams from Kentucky. We got yours truly. I'm bringing my dream team up. I'm bringing drug court program in. I'm bringing uh, I think even Andrew Hager. I got. I mean, we're just we're we got a year out, but it's gonna take a year for this to be amazing. And I've done so many events to know what it takes to make one great, and I'm gonna make this one fabulous. It's my brand. It's everything that I stand for. I created this group, Clean and Sober, That's What's Up, on the front porch of a sober living house. And so I'm bringing all the people that I love dearly. Ellie, I don't know if Ellie's still in here, with
She is.
Outlaw Branding, that creates all my amazing apparel, and Jared's apparel. They're going to be up here just making apparel. I'm trying to bring 2,000 people or more. I'm going to make this I want this to be a recovery event that everybody said, now that's the one we got to go to every year, because I'm going to be doing this first one next year. I'm going to start doing them annually. So, and I want to start moving them across the country. That's what I want to do. One here in my home base, the first one, but then the next one, I want to start moving them to different locations around the country. So I'm super, super stoked. And Jared's going to be a big part of that event with me. And yeah, I'm excited also about doing that. Our next one together in Georgia, and then we have one with our apparel company, Outlaw Branding, in Wisconsin. So yeah, I mean, and plus, I want to bring Jared with me on quite a few of my speaking events next year. I want to start getting him traveling more. I want to get his name out there. I like building up people that I know deserve it, who put in the work. And this young man next to me here, he's put in some work. I couldn't be more proud to be that brother standing right beside him. So, and then in the year, I'll be taking a trip across the pond, over to
Yes.
England and over to Ireland and over to Scotland. So, God is good in my life. God is good, in Jared's life, and we're just out here trying to do the best we can to help people find a better way to live their life. So,
Yep.
yep.
And John, appreciate you being in here. Yeah. If y'all can, everybody knows our brother Jody Matthews.
Yes, keep him in
Swag,
prayers.
please keep him in prayer.
Absolutely.
He's in the hospital, and he's just he's getting better. So just keep him in prayer, please. He really needs it. Ellie says, I need a whole team. Well, okay.
What's that mean?
Because of this event, and everything we're doing, she's like, I need a whole team to start doing, these things. Yeah, he's in ICU. Yeah. Yeah, I know we talked to him not too long ago, and he seems to be in good spirits though.
Yeah.
Julia says, partner with the Regional Behavioral Health Authority of the state. They will provide lots of funding for your event and promotion.
Who?
The Regional Behavioral Health Authority of the state.
Of my state or of
Just any, like the state, like probably the state that you're in. They have a Regional Behavioral Health Authority.
I will be having all the sponsorship packages put together probably in the next couple of days. I'll be putting them on my pages. Guys, pay attention to my page in next upcoming weeks. A lot of things are going to be happening. Everybody says, but it's still a year out, but it takes about that much time to make an event great. Okay, there's a lot of things that go involved in an event of the size that I want to create it, and so we're starting now, boots on the ground, so I'm gonna need sponsors. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because these events aren't free. You know, the entertainment costs money. Everything costs money. And I'm not saying this is about money. It's not about money. It's about getting the stuff that we need to make this as special as it needs to be. So, gonna have sponsorship packets done in the next couple days, and we're gonna start putting them out there. I'm gonna be hitting businesses. I'm bringing in just about every treatment facility in the state of Indiana, and it's gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be what God wants it to be.
Bro, let's talk about this really quick.
What's
You
up?
know, when you said it ain't about money, and people got to get paid. Let's talk about this real quick because there's a lot of people out there that say us in recovery, especially if this is what we do, should not be charging or should not be making money. How do you feel about that? Because obviously, I mean,
Horse shit. I think it's horse shit. I mean, come on, man. We
like,
all
come
have
on.
families to pay. We all have families to feed. We got bills to pay. I mean, it's a crock. We're not making money off recovery. We're providing a living from our families. You know, I I've waited years to finally get in position to where I could speak full time. Okay, that I could get away from that 9 to 5 job, and I could start traveling and speaking professionally. And when you hear the word professionally, professionally means you're getting paid to do it. Like you hear a professional baseball player or professional, they're all getting paid. I got a family to feed. A lot of these like Chaz, Kalichi, Joe Nestor, they're all getting they're entertainers. They got families to feed. They got bill. So for that's a crock. Just because I'm in recovery doesn't mean I got to stay broke or I go hungry or I don't pay my light bill or I don't pay my car note. Come on, that's a fucking crock of shit, man.
Because that's one of the biggest things that I see that we kind of get shit on for is, oh, if you're in recovery, you shouldn't be charging. Like you should just be doing this out of the, and it's like, man, like we all got to make a living at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah,
I
dude.
don't know. I just you brought up
You're
money,
absolutely
and I
right,
just
dude.
wanted to
It's a
say
crock of
it.
shit. The ones who are saying it that we shouldn't probably want to be getting paid themselves, doing what maybe I'm doing or what Kalichi's doing or what
Yeah.
Jared's doing or what Joe Nestor's doing. You know, they're the genuine people understand. You know, they get it. Okay, and I believe that what I provide, and this is not an ego thing, you know, is worthy and deserving of payment. You know, and I'm happy to pay Jared to come be a part of my event. He's worth that. You know, Joe Nestor to me is worth that. You know, so is Kalichi and Skylar Ray and Matt Keegan and everybody that I'm having be a part of mine. They're worth payment because this is what these people do. This is what they, you know. So it's crock of shit.
Oh, believe me, Drew chewed my ass out for not charging for something.
Oh,
So
I did because Jared Blaine. If you guys have heard Jared's music, Jared should be charging everybody. I mean, but he's got this heart. He thinks he's not as well known as certain artists, so he wants to start getting his name out there. And I get what he's doing. I understand. I had to start at the bottom too. I didn't get paid to speak for the first 5.5, 6 years that I was speaking. So, you know, but now I'm finally in a position that where people are happy to pay me.
what I do care, and I have to say that I appreciate you saying is that I had said, you know, in due time, and you're like, no, I see your worth now.
I
So
do. I do see your worth.
thank you for saying, you know, that because it did actually, you know, it makes me feel a little bit better, you know, about, you know, I see your worth now. So thank you. But yeah, no, I mean, some people they're gonna be cool with it, and other people they're gonna shit on you. And at the end of the day, it's your career and it's your family, and it's what you at the end of the day. They're not paying your bills, so who cares?
No, it's like telling these people who are saying that, well, then go do your job, but do it for nothing.
Exactly.
Go do your 9 to 5 in the factory, but you're just going to do it because you're in recovery. Because we have a lot of people in recovery who work 9 to 5s in factories, right? Well, since you're in recovery, you have this 9 to 5. You shouldn't be getting paid. Why are you getting paid from that factory? You're in recovery. I mean, fucking same concept, man.
And I'll tell you this too. Honestly, like on the music level, you don't get into music to make money.
No.
If anything, I spend more money dropping a song than I make from it. I don't get into it for the money. Performances are a different thing, like you said, but if I'm just here and I'm making the music, dude, I gotta buy the beat. I gotta buy, I buy the licensing for it. I have to pay for the software I use to record. I have to pay for the mixing and mastering. So at the end of the day, I pay a hell of a lot more than I make. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because my goal when I did this wasn't to like, would I like to do this full time and make a living? Absolutely. But bro, I'm not discouraged because I'm not making money as fast as I thought I would be making it, Like, no, I work a full-time job. I work 60 hours a week and then I do music full-time. And so here we are now working throughout the week and then traveling on the weekends to these events and whatnot, So that's just the way it is.
Yeah. I
But,
mean,
but we don't get in. I mean, at least for me, you don't get into doing music independently. And that's the key word, independently, because you ain't with the label. If I'm not with the label, it's independent. Everything comes out of our pockets.
yeah. I mean, dude. I mean, I spoke, like I said, for free for 5.5 years, dude. And I wanted to get myself to a point where I was well known enough that people would, pay me, and I could do this full time and get rid of that 9 to 5 job. I'm finally there, and we're gonna deal with haters regardless, bro. You know that. So,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. I think I provide a service for people, and I think I help people. I genuinely go into helping people with all my heart, with all my passion. I put all of myself. I pour myself into other people who need it, and so that's there. It is. I have no alternative motives for anything that I do.
Yep. Let's see. Ellie says, I work 24/7 over y'all. She does.
She
She does.
does.
Because she doesn't only do our merch and our apparel, but she also does, our bookings for us and management and XYZ. And so it's a lot that goes into it. So she
Yeah.
is, I mean, there's times we got to tell her, Ellie, don't text me at 2 a.m., but
I know, dude. I went to the bathroom a couple weeks ago, like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. She messaged me. I see you're online. I go, no. I just got up to check my phone at 2 o'clock to go to before I went to the. I was like,
yeah.
go to bed, woman.
Yeah, exactly. It should have messaged me in the morning, and I'm like, "You didn't sleep, did you?" Nope.
I love her to death, man. But that woman, she probably gets 3 hours of sleep a day.
And I don't know how. I don't know how. I commend her for that. I couldn't do it, bro. I would be the biggest dick in the world if that was me.
Yeah, dude. I gotta have at least 5.
Yeah. Angela says you don't have to answer to anyone. God knows, and that's all that matters. And your people know. 100%. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Amen.
Tracy, it's your guys' heart and passion. You guys do it well. That makes people jealous. True. Let's see, Julius, what is a memory? And you can answer this too, Drew. What is a memory that doesn't involve music, but somehow shaped your sound? So shaping you and your speaking and me and my sound.
Mm-hmm.
What's yours, Drew?
I'm reading it again. What is a memory that doesn't involve speaking but somehow shaped? That's deep, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I love these kinds of questions. I like to think. I love to think. What is a memory?
Maybe what do you think that triggered you to shape who you are today? As what I'm going to assume.
Well, I met my speaking superhero. I met him in person. I got to meet him. Finally at I went and seen him speak. If a lot of you guys know Trent Shelton, okay.
Oh, I love Trent.
Trent's a great guy, man. I finally got to meet him, give him a hug, and he follows me today. It's crazy. Uh, I went to one of his speaking engagements, and I was sitting. It was very early in my recovery, and I was sitting in this far back. He packed house, dude. Had like 5,000 people in there. Trent's huge, and so, but something he said to me resonated. Just the passion in his face, the passion, his movements, the way he delivered it. I just kept finding myself thinking, man, I think I could probably do that. I think there's something in me that has enough, tenacity to get to that point. He was just so passionate. Everything flowed beautifully. Um, I wanted to do that, and that he was one of my biggest inspirations. In my early recovery to become, who I am today.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I love Trent Shelton. I wish I remember when he was like little, working his way up, and I think it's awesome. I would
Yeah.
I'd love to meet him. Um, Man, it's hard for me to say a memory that doesn't involve music that shaped my sound, because like everything that there's not. I don't know. I mean, I guess the only thing that I could really say, it goes back to just my inspiration is just on, that if it's not music wise, is I needed an outlet to be able to, um, if I'm dealing with something, I just need to be able to write it. Okay, because I go back to like say, okay, Wednesday, when one of the questions that we went back on Wednesday on game night, we were talking about, for me, I am not the best. It's hard for me to sit here face to face to you and express my emotions. I can't. Not that I can't, but it's very, very hard to do that. So for me, it was always writing it down. I was always writing it down, and that's the way that I'm going to present my emotions. If you and I get into a big ass argument right now, it's hard for me to tell you how I'm feeling in that moment. But if we go to separate rooms, bro, I could sit down and I could write you a novel, and I
Right.
could tell you
Right.
this
Right.
is XYZ. So I guess I would say what made me shape getting into music and who I was dealing with, I wrote my first song at 14 years old. So
Yeah.
dealing with so much, I dealt with so much trauma, and when I was 13, I watched my stepfather die, like face to face. He fell 200 feet off a cliff, and I watched it happen. And I was 13 years old, bro, and that fucked me up because I made eye contact with him until I couldn't see him no more. And I dealt with so much, like it was just so much, and I didn't know how to process that. And it was right before I turned 14. And when I turned 14, that's when I started doing music. And so it was like I had to figure out a way to do that, to channel all that. So for me, all right, I'm gonna say that's my memory, unfortunately, but that's my memory right there. That is what ultimately gave me to that point to say I need to do something to explain this, because no amount of therapy could talking to somebody in therapy could ever fix it. None of that could ever fucking fix it. But if I wrote about it and I wrote it down, it has some way helped alleviate, what I was feeling.
Right.
So yeah, I would say that's mine, watching that tragic incident happen. And then that shaped me into wanting to do this. And then when I wrote my first song, then it was like, I can do this. Like, I
Right.
can actually really, really do this. I mean, I was 14, so I thought I could do anything, but I could really do it. So,
Yeah, I think one of my, besides meeting Trent, one of the, I think, I've spoke in every state in this country besides Alaska and Maine, right? Um, but when I first gave my first lead, I was 6 months clean and sober, right? I was still in the halfway house, um, where I got clean and sober. I had drug court hanging over my head still. I was only 6 months clean and sober, and I was approached by the manager of the sober living house, and he asked me, "Do you think you're ready to give your lead for the first time?" That's basically people. That's your story. Just tell your story. And it was a packed freaking house, dude. There must have been 150 people, and I was scared to death, dude. Scared to death. When you tell all your personal life details to people, that's nerve wracking for the first time. And as I was speaking, I noticed that I had gotten everybody's attention, right? I mean, you've heard my story, Jared. People were actually on the seat of their chair, on the front of it, leaning in, trying to. So, and I realized that God gave me something, right? He gave me an ability to grab the attention of other people. He gave me the ability to not only speak, but to kind of pull them heartstrings, because I think that's when brothers and sisters truly make a change in their life, is when you start pulling them heartstrings, right? When you become relatable, when they understand your pain. And I've been, God gave me this ability to be able to do that for other people, and that's when I kind of knew for the first time that I wanted to do this eventually full time. And it happened. It didn't happen overnight. 6.5, 7 years later, I'm finally at that position. So
and now tell everybody, how old were you at that point?
how old was I? 42.
See, so that right there, that's just encouragement for people to show that you're never too old, but you're never too old to do what you're called to do in life.
No.
You may fail, quote unquote, fail 20 times. And then the 21st time, say 20 years, you may fail for 20 years. And then the 21st year is when it completely starts over. So the way I look at it is, you were in your 40s, and some people would probably be like, damn, I'm too old to do that. Like for me, I'm 36 years old. A lot of people would probably be like, man, I'm too old. And I thought that I'm too old to do music. I'm a father,
Right.
I'm a husband, I'm this and I'm that, but it's like, nah, like if God has a plan for your life and this is what you're meant to do, it's going to happen, whether you're 60, whether you're 40, whether you're 20. So that's just the encouragement. I always want to touch on that just because, to show how old you are and
Yeah,
to
and
let them
I'll
know.
be 50. I'll be 52 this year. I was 42 at the time, but I want to say this. Uh, I understand why they feel this way, but we got to be careful because ego can come into play sometimes. My goal was never really to inspire anybody, not in the beginning. Okay. Because if you ever go into any speech or any music that you write thinking that I'm going to inspire thousands. Okay. Well, that's your ego talking. Okay. Because you may not inspire anybody. As long as you're genuine and authentic, you're speaking from the heart, from your struggle, from your pain, or from whatever Jared's writing or whatever I'm speaking. If you're just being fucking real as fuck, okay, being you, that this authentic you, this person that we're building from scratch, without any agenda. When I say agenda, like I'm gonna inspire people, okay, I don't know, I may not, if I do, amen, turn Jesus up, y'all. That is not me, that was what God gave me. So we got to be careful how we say I'm going to inspire people,
Yeah.
because that's the ego talking, and we got to learn how to check that.
Yeah, because guess what? We're gonna end with this too. At the end of the day, is that an ego trip is real. I posted about it earlier. You can't be out there in recovery, preaching recovery and sobriety and changing your life if you can't even get your own ego under control. So you are absolutely correct. Yeah, man, you got to watch it because the bigger that you get, the more egotistical you're gonna get, and if you can't get that in check, you're in for a bad time.
It's a rough ride, man. It's a rough ride. I went through it
Exactly.
because I got a little bit beside myself many times in recovery, but I thank God for people to pull me back and keep me grounded, man. I need that in my life.
Listen, if I ever get egotistical, you better fucking tell me.
Right. I mean, that's what real friends in recovery do.
Exactly. When we don't run away from it, we address it and we learn how to adapt and change and move on from it, So
That's right.
yep. But all right, let me see really quick. I'm gonna read these comments and then we're done. Tracy says, "You inspire me to tell Drew. You inspire me to tell my trauma story that led to my short-lived addiction."
Awesome. Awesome.
Angela Dickey said, "Your favorite memory was meeting her."
My favorite memory was.
She said, "Don't lie. Your favorite memory was meeting me."
Yeah. It was. I love her. I love her.
Higgy, I feel that I'm old. Julius, you are both incredible and brave for being so honest and open. Thank you for your humility.
Who said he was old? Higgy.
Higgy.
He's still wet behind the ears. Oh,
and then fucking Ellie says, "I'm old." No, you ain't. No.
We know better than that. You ain't old and you ain't tall.
All right, really quick. One last question for the road. If your discography told a story in reverse, what would the ending reveal about you? I'm still writing it, bro. I really am. I'm still writing it. I don't know.
I don't have the pen. I gave the pen to God. He's writing it for me. So whatever he wants for me, that's what I'm doing.
Yep, exactly. So, all right, guys, man, I appreciate y'all hopping on with us. Thank you for saving me. Desmond was on. If you guys don't know, this is not Desmond right here.
No, not Desmond.
Desmond
Starts with a D, but not Desmond.
Yeah. Desmond was on. Unfortunately, he froze. He got off. So appreciate Drew for hopping on and rescuing me because I still think this stuff is weird. Y'all have a great weekend. Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll have our live again for Motivational Mondays, Mind Over Matter. So I don't know the topic yet. I won't know it until the morning of. So Other than that, I appreciate it. Love you guys. Go follow me, follow Drew, go follow Outlaw Branding, and stay up to date for all of our info, so we can you can keep up to date with stuff. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. My bad. I was supposed to have shit. I knocked my damn headphones off. I was supposed to have a merch drop on Sunday, but it's not happening. So the people
Why?
that do printing issues.
Because
So
you never told me that. I thought it was. Last I heard it was Sunday.
it was supposed to be Sunday, but not the big one, but just the monthly one.
Yeah, the monthly.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
monthly one's coming up here in May too. So
Well, we're on our periods together then, I guess.
we are. They say if we associate with people, your periods start at the same time. You know what they
Well,
say?
for people but no, we'll talk about it after. But for people that were aware that it was dropping Sunday, it's not. We'll keep you all up to date once we get it situated. But go check out mine and Drew's apparel line. They're both in both of our bios on our pages. Please go support. And until next time, we love you guys. Appreciate the support. All right, stay on, Drew, real quick.